To be a TVZ Coast versus Voltacus. Should be a pretty sick game, guys. Tell your friends, get them all in here. It's going to be some awesome Night of StarCraft here as we get into these semifinals. Spawning up here in the top right, in the blue, for Formless Bearsloth, it is Coast. Boom. Ooh, I did it. Alright, down here in the bottom left, in the green, representing Psionic Aftermath, it is Voltacus. Alright, I love that emote, that little worm. That's sick. Alright, going to be a really awesome game here. Both these guys playing very well today. Ugh, disgusting. Get out of here. Very, very awesome guys here. And going to make sure we do that. Boom. Now I'm going to update the brackets, that way people know what's going on. Sorry, guys. Alright. He 1-2-0. Alright, so back into the game here. Sorry about that. We have a Barracks coming out here for Voltacus, and looks like he will be taking Expo nice and quickly there right afterwards. Hatch first coming out here for our Zerg player. And, you know, he's also getting that pretty standard spawning pool and extractor. Nothing too crazy coming out for these guys. No proxy 2 racks, as much as I would love to see it. But they know money is on the line here. They win this match, they're in the semifinals, which means they have a 75% chance of winning some of my money today. Because it will be $25 to first, $15 to second, and $10 to third place. And yeah, Orbital Command coming out now as that expansion gets started up here for Volt. We'll be sending the Reaper across the map here in just a couple seconds. And yeah, should be a really interesting game for both these guys. Volt had some really decent micro in those games that we watched of his earlier. Coast showing his stuff as well. Now I'm going to follow this Reaper across the map. I believe it was part of that Overlord, but it's also not too much of a surprise. Barracks and yeah, just Barracks right now coming out here, and a second Reaper actually. So it looks like he might be trying to apply a little bit more pressure across the map. Nice grenade there. Might be able to pick up a Zergling kill, but not quite. Good micro there from Coast, keeping it alive. And now looks like it will die. Nope, not quite. Again, good micro there. And a second Rax on the way as well. One in the main, trying to keep that hidden, and a second refinery coming down here. A little curious to see what he has planned. As this expansion finishes up here for Voltacus, I'm curious to see if he's going to be continuing to pump out Reapers, and it looks like he is so far. Pumping out more, taking his second gas as well. Might be going into a pretty heavy Reaper play here. I'm curious to see if he takes a factory and gets some Hellions behind this, or if he just cheeses them out. Really liking this so far. He's doing a very nice job of keeping pressure at the front, making sure that Coast knows he's there, but also not showing too much of his hand just yet. But once you see even 2 Reapers, you know, Coast has to know something is up, and if he sees this third one, then he will know for sure what's going on here. And engineering bay coming down here for Volt as well. And more Reapers getting made here, 3 at a time. Oh, and these Zerglings actually get a huge round. Kicks 1, takes 2. Wow, that is huge. Puts a huge dent in Voltacus' plan. He's lost here. You know, 2 Reapers going down there. That is not something you want to see. And the third base going down now here for Coast. Voltacus will be able to see this if he goes down there. But should be able to know based on the positioning of these Zerglings, I would imagine. Might get himself surrounded once again here. Gonna have to test his multitasking skills here. More Reapers coming across the map as well. You know, Reapers versus Zerglings, pretty favorable trade for the Reapers most of the time. But if those Zerglings get a good surround, then all of your army can die in seconds. Queen coming out as well as Overlord speed, and these Reapers forced to kite up. Queen takes 1 already. And now these Zerglings getting a very nice round. Nice grenade there, keeping his Reapers alive. One of them almost gets surrounded there, but not quite. And now more and more Reapers making their way across the map, as well as +1 armor, +1 weapons here, excuse me. But army supply heavily in favor of Coast here. These Reapers are going to have a hard time trading against this army. Those Zerglings are just so fast and mobile, and if just one mistake can lose these squishy Reapers. And more Rax is getting added onto the main. I imagine they're all going to be used to create Reapers. And these Reapers are now making their way up towards the top. Will make their way into the main base, actually. And the Zerglings out of position here. They're heading towards the third base. And now it clears out the creep. And we'll be making its way towards the middle line. Takes down 1, 2, I'd imagine probably 4 or 5 here. We'll get the Queen. Oh, but he might get himself surrounded on this creep. Ooh, very nice grenades, though. Keeping his Reapers alive. And they do regroup. And he is okay. 20 armor supply to 16 now. Workers just about even here. Zerg still up a base, but that's to be expected. 5 Reapers at a time now. Starting to reach that, starting to get near that critical mass where it's just too much to handle for the Zerg player. Pumping out more Queens, very smart play from him. Coast knows that if he gets enough Queens, then eventually these Reapers won't be able to do anything. But until then, Voltacus knows he has a limited timer on this, killing as many Queens as possible and taking out as many drones as he can as well. And he might actually back himself to a little bit of corner here, going to get a very nice trade here for these Zerglings, taking down quite a few, but in the end it is still favorable for Voltacus, and now these Reapers focusing their attention on the Queens here. Transfuse already used once, will use it again, not quite, doesn't have the energy or didn't quite get it in time. All 3 Queens going down here, and that is huge for Voltacus. He's going to start making his way up here and taking down more and more workers. 6 going down already. And now he makes it up into the natural, killing all of these Zerglings. And I'd like to see him go into the main here and go for some more mineral line, but looks like he's just going to continue to trade with these Zerglings. But huge surround! Oh my goodness, great grenade trying to save them, but it's just not enough. Almost all of them get cleaned up there. That is huge. Really big win there for Coast. That is massive. +1 armor on the way, +1 weapons already done here. But metabolic speed and +1 melee attack is already done for Coast. Baneling Nest on the way as well. We still got even more Queens getting pumped out. I imagine to replace the ones he lost. And once this Lean Bane Force gets going, I don't know how Reapers are going to stop this. I think he needs to transition by this point. But it's just not looking like it's happening for him. There's no factory. He is now finally getting reactors. He's getting more and more barracks now. You know, if he's able to overwhelm Coast, then he will have an advantage. But at this point, it's not looking like he's going to be able to get to that point. You know, all these Zerglings making their way across the map, flooding in on both sides now. Look, this third base looking mighty vulnerable here, morphing into a planetary, but I don't think it won't be done in time. These Reapers going to try and save it, but they're getting chased down by these Zerglings, and now they're almost getting surrounded now. Bagging themselves into the middle line, but more and more going to lose their lives here. Really tricky situation for Voltacus to be in here. 8 army supply to 42, not what you want to see. And the planetary will go down as it finishes. At least he gets to cancel. And now Baneling's getting morphed in the face of his opponent. Doesn't care. Not a care in the world for our blue Zerg player. And now the stim pack is getting targeted down. The Baneling actually gets popped there. The good play by Voltacus, excuse me. And these Zerglings making their way up. And not quite going to be able to catch them up, but will chase them away. And now these Banelings crash into that stim packing, destroy it, crash into the reactor as well. And now the boys have been pulled. They are trading with these Marines, fighting alongside brother, fighting to the death to keep their overlord in this game. And it looks like he will hold. Only 2 workers going down there. Actually, not too bad of a trade here for Volt. And a lot of army supply actually being lost there for Coast. He went from being almost double to only like 1 or 2 ahead. Of course, now he is finishing pumping out more. Hydralisk finishing up now as well as that Spire on the way. This game is still very much in Coast's favor, but Volt coming out with a counterattack now. If he's able to get some damage done and stall this Hydra muted combo, then he will be in a very decent spot. But you know, his top priority now needs to be establishing this third base and establishing map control, which he's working on right now. But now Coast is leaving his base, and he sees what is going on here. And these Hydras are going to keep getting pumped out, excuse me. And Overlord's getting killed in the middle of the map here. Not going to supply block him just yet, but will be pretty annoying. Zerglings moving in, morphing a little bit more Banelings. Centrifugal hooks almost done here. If he can get those Banelings on creep once they have those hooks, it's going to be pretty massive. Mutas starting to get made here. Only 2 mutas right now, not really too much. Good focus fire by Voltacus. That is really great work by him. No medevacs here with this. This is just straight up bio. They can stim, or no, they can't. It got canceled. Forgive me. So it's just straight up Marines versus Ling Hydra Bane. Not exactly what you want to see. And as more and more mutas get made, looks like he won't even bother making mutas. He's just going to say, I'm going to fight you with these Lings. I'm going to beat you. I know my upgrades are better. Or at least even. And, you know, if you have even upgrades with the Zerg and you have a better, and they have a better unit comp, then you are in a very, very bad position. Lots of Marines. Looks like Voltacus is just Marine drilling in this game, trying to wake himself up. Talking about how it was 1 a.m. there a couple games ago. And now it looks like these Marines will get caught. That is actually pretty big. Quite a bit of army supply there, but the rest of the Marines arrive to reinforce. Will it be enough? Oh, gets this surrounded. The Banelings. Oh, get massive hits. Massive hits. That is not what you want to see. 57 army supply to 44. 50 workers to 68. Voltacus in the lead economy-wise, but will this army be able to hold out against the technologically superior coast? All these Zerglings coming down, as well as a line of Hydralisks. And more Zerglings. Ooh, Morphicus Banelings. He doesn't have all of his army here to fight with this. Oh, but then the Triple Hooks Banelings comes in and get very, very nice hits. That is what you want if you are Coast. Needs to wait for a little bit more Ling buffer to arrive from across the map. It looks like it is on its way right now. Meanwhile, Liberators, Siege Tanks, and even more Marines on the way here for our Terran player. And he does have Medivacs now, so the longer this game goes, the better chance Voltacus has of getting back into it. Coast is on a timer to end it now, unless he wants to transition this into a later focused game. Looks like he is getting +2, +1 for his melee upgrades. But now these Liberators are done. It looks like they're making their way across the map. Looks like Coast saw that and is realizing his advantage here. Moves command into him just to get those sick Baneling hits. That is disgusting. Shame on you, Coast. And the stim gets cancelled again. That is massive. Now the Medevac's getting targeted down as well. Muta's going nuts in the main. Army getting nuts in the main. These Liberators up here aren't going to be doing too much that will matter in this game. More and more workers going down now. We're up to 22. And it's going to look like the game here for Coast. The Siege Tank getting focused down before it can even siege. Not quite, but it will see Zerglings arriving just in time. Good pickup there by Volt. Will keep it alive. If it's able to siege, might be able to clean this army up. But you know, army supply is still in favor of Coast, but the workers are still almost 10 ahead for our Terran player, which is not really that usual. And looks like he's lifting off, making some tech labs, trying to get some more Siege Tank production, excuse me. New steel weapons coming out for that Siege Tank as well, and looks like he has a double expo here, probably going to make those into planetaries, so try and keep it alive against the Ling Flood. And meanwhile, for our Zerg player, he's just continuing to make more and more army and flooding it across the map. Only just now building another wave of drones, only 4. Which will bring him up to a nice round 44. And, you know, it just might have been a case of over SCVing here for our Terran player. You know, he just didn't have the army supply that he needed. Really excellent Baneling hits there. The splits just weren't good enough. He didn't have enough Medivacs here. And now in the middle line, they're fighting for their life, trying to keep this game on the line, but 13 workers just died to that. That is brutal. Not what you want to see as a Terran player. And these Marines are fighting to the last man. They have a really nice choke there. Will be able to last for quite a while, but more and more Lings making their way across the map. Corruptors on the way as well. Coast making absolutely sure he does not lose this game. Having no sim at this point hurts him so much. Getting it canceled twice. Man. And it's going to get canceled a third time here, hopefully. I don't think it matters either way, though. Armor worker supply finally in favor of Coast now, after 14 minutes of being down. Voltacus's expansion getting focused down now, and it's just a matter of time. Voltacus can see the writing on the wall clear as day. And now Coast just waits for his reinforcements, makes his way up the map, up the ramp, and ends this game. I don't really see a way Voltacus comes back into this. It's going to be pretty tough, you know, focusing down every single supply depot, making him remake all of those if he wants to get that supply cap again. Third base going to go down here. Is already a planetary, so that will be good for him. And he does have pretty reliable income here, but does get the surround on it. And the Baneling's getting a really massive hit on those workers. 7 going down, plus those mules. And the planetary does fall. And now Voltacus is on the attack. He's marching his way across. He sets the Liberator zones, focuses fires all of those banelings, and now shredding these Hydra is very expensive. So that's really huge for him as well. And meanwhile, Coast here is just continuing to pump out army. He has 2,000 gas right now. Jesus. And Voltacus making his way across the map. Did finally get stim and is on 2-2. So if this army is able to get a decent engagement, it will be pretty huge. But these baneling hits have just been so good for Coast. And these mutants getting caught would be trouble. Looks like they will get themselves to safety here. Sorry about the microphone, guys. And now here comes the engagement. Ripley's almost getting surrounded there. And they kite back. A slight hesitation there from Coast. Making sure the Canadians are able to get in range. Finding this off creep makes it pretty difficult. And cutting into that siege tank helps as well. 18 more Zerglies all the way here. Coast is just gonna whittle Voltacus down in this game. If he's able to get a decent trade here against this army. Even if he loses the fight, I think he's still in a very decent position. With 56 army side at 42, Voltacus is catching up, and the more tanks that come out, the harder this is going to get later on this goes. But as of right now, it's just looking rough. Voltacus fighting back now, and he's very good engaged here. Here comes the Liberators now. Going to focus on some of these Hydralisks. The Hydralisks kill it first. It says no sir. And now the Medivacs are in trouble now. They're having to run with their lives. The Hydralisks focus them down. They say no. You don't get to run for your life. You are mine. 30 supply lead now for Coast. And meanwhile, at the natural, Mutalisk going nuts, killing so many workers. Already at 2, and it's going to be more. Three Marines on the way. That's not being enough. And now, but will force Coast back. Might lose one unit here. That's pretty expensive. And now Voltacus making 10 Marines at a time. It's going to be very tough for him. This siege tank as well needs to get set up. It looks like he will do so. Pardon me. The work count, it really isn't bad here for Voltacus. So if he's able to get these, bases up, get this saturated. It doesn't really need to reestablish his natural. There's not really much minerals there. But if he's able to get his economy back up and running, where they actually have bases to all mine from, then I think he'll be in a very good spot. But Zerg's on 4 bases now, almost 5. And, this comp is just really, it's really difficult without really amazing splits, and I don't think Voltacus has those splits at this moment. From the fights that I've seen, I think it's looking, these Baileys have been getting too good of connections, and the Zerglings are just getting too good to surrounds, and now they go into the gold base now. Oh, but there's so many Banelings dying for nothing here. Oh, they crash into the siege and just roll back guys as soon as it sieges up. But now the army supply is almost needed again. Voltacus taking a very nice trades here and doing a very great job stimming. Very nice work from him, keeping himself in this game, plus the armor attack on the way. And now, but more Zerglings coming in here will take this 4th base and start heading into a pound. With no Medivacs, all these one-hit Marines will fall. That is devastating to watch. And down go the siege shakes as well. Man. As far as upgrades go, we're at 2-1-1 for our Zerg player compared to the 2-2 for our Terran. And plus the weapons on the way. It's just a very oddly long game. I feel like Coast should have been able to close it out by now, based on numbers alone, especially now that there's 20 workers up. 1 or 2 more economy attacks, and he should be pretty set. More and more Marines die. But the Zerglings back off. Now these Baileys are about to pop, and the Marines see what's up. They know what's going on. They try and focus fire, but it's just not enough. And now, making their way up towards the 3rd base here. They're showing a lot of workers here. Huge bane hits on that army down there, and these Marines getting surrounded as well. And it's looking pretty rough here. So many armies are dying here for Voltacus. These siege tanks in the middle holding their ground proudly, chasing down these reinforcements, trying to help on that left flank. But now here comes the main force, gets us around on 1. We'll take it down, and we'll get around on the other as well. This is helping out a lot as well. More and more Zerglings on the way now. I'd imagine gonna try and hunt down these expansions more than anything. And looks like he won't go for that one just yet. Might not have thought that he'd put it back up. But now here comes the planetary fortress, and it is going to trade very favorably to these Zerglings. Workers getting involved as well, doing their best to repair it. Alright, well, it's fixed now. Sorry about that, guys. Game number 1. Very well played by him. Third base getting made here. Y'all really didn't miss anything.
That was very well done by him.
Luckily, nothing exciting happened in the early game. Reaper coming in here now, trading with these Zerglings a little bit. Nothing too crazy going on. Expansion finishing up. This Reaper is in a little bit of a tricky spot. Looks like he will get out. These Zerglings running scared for their lives in their little Zergy boots. And yeah, that's really all there is to say at the moment. Tech Lab and a factory coming down now. Probably going to start up Stim and then look to start on Reactor and get some medevacs out since he is leaning towards that bio play so far, and imagine he'll do the same thing. Gets a full scout of the base. Knows there's no weird roach timing or anything like that happening so far. And he is going to try and keep this Reaper alive just to try and keep up information across the map. Metabolic Boost just now starting to get research here for our Zerg player. And a bunker on the way at this natural. Looks like he likes to do that just for a little bit of defense against these run-bys. Doesn't seem to be too big a fan of full walling this too early. Just choice I guess. I don't really have a strong opinion either way. Don't really play Terran. Cyclone on the way here. This is what we wanted to see. Hopefully you get to see. I'm curious to see how many of these he's going to go for. Maybe just one to chase off some overlords. Maybe we'll see Mask. You never know. Never know with these dirty Terran players. Got an engineering bay on the way and a starport as well. And this Reaper coming in once again. Almost gets surrounded and now will. Oh, actually not quite. Barely escapes. One Zergling allows him to live. Felt a little bit merciful. And then says, just kidding. And comes and finishes the battle. And so, Stim on the way now. Going to be finishing up pretty soon. No more Cyclones on the way, so we're not going to see any awesome, 19s Cyclone all-in or anything like that, which I'm a little disappointed about. Dropper Lord about to be finished, morphed in here for the Zerg. He's going to be heading into the main. But there's no real army to pressure the front, and this Widow Mine is there as well. So if Voltacus has a good reaction time, then he should be able to stop this from doing too much damage. But his entire army is as far away as it could be. Only these Marines on the ramp will be able to do anything. And now they head into the middle line. Very fast reaction time there. Might only lose just a couple here. 1, 2, maybe 3. Not quite. And these Marines will clean it up. Just 2 workers going down there. Not too big a deal. Lots of lost mining time, though. Pulled every single one. Oh, looks like we might get 3. Yeah, there it is. 3 workers down, and +1 weapons on the way for Voltacus as well. This Overlord is going to chase back, and I imagine he'll get that one too. Siege tanks are now the weapon of choice for our Terran player, and Banelings once again coming out for Coast. He seems to love those, and with good reason. He's utilizing them very well in this series, and the series before that. Layer on the way as well. Double scan. So he knows exactly what's going on. Still hasn't seen a tech building here. Well, he does see the Baneling nest, but he knows there's no Hydralisk. He knows there's no Roaches. It's just going to be Ling Bane. It's going to come down to that micro. And he likes his odds. He's going to start marching his way across the map. No medevacs here just yet, unless I'm mistaken. So some of these Marines are looking a little unhealthy. And we'll have to see how much pressure he's able to get off here. 34 armor supply to 20. He is in a pretty good spot in that regard. And now this Overlord flying straight to his doom, but will alert Coast that Voltacus is knocking on his door. A Cyclone trading out, and now the Siege tank is sieged, and these Zerglings taking actually a big hit there, trying to get this around, but they are getting shredded. Lots of Marines actually dying for a little bit of friendly fire there. That's a little bit of unfortunate with those Siege tanks. And now the Queens will go down, and more workers getting chased off as well. Oh, and all of those Zerglings getting killed off the spawn. That is massive. What's the response here? 2 Zerglings and 3 Banelings on the way? That's not going to cut it. 24 will do, he says. And he is pumping them out. The third base goes down, and these Broodlings will kill a lot of these Marines if he's not careful. And, you know, 2 medevacs on the way now. I think now's the time where Voltacus backs up and regroups, heals up, and then pushes back again with a stronger economy. You know, if you're even on bases with a Zerg, you should be in a pretty good spot. But now 6 Hydralisks on the way, and it's getting Hydralisk speed as well. It'll be pretty interesting to see how he tries to handle this. You know, all the map pressure right now is Voltacus's. However, doesn't have nearly enough map pressure, and that will get taken out as well. Only getting 3. These medevacs still haven't rendezvoused. There they will. Now they're going to start the laborious task of healing up this poor, battered army. 10 more Zerglings on the way, as well as +1 missile attacks. And now the Terran army is at the front gates again. Psionic already made. Oh, but then the Banelings getting formed now, so not all of his army is here for this fight. Not a deal. Losing a Hydra as well. Very gas-expensive unit. And now this expansion getting cancelled as well here for Coast, so not able to get that third base up still. Widowmine at the natural third base, and then that drone blocking the other one, which is huge. Absolutely massive. Map pressure here, very much Voltacus' favor. Coast does have very nice vision across the map, so he knows kind of what's coming, what's going on. The question is just if it's going to be enough. The siege train's getting a very nice hits here, but it looks like his army will get cleaned up. Looks fine in the medevac. Nice play there. And that army will get cleaned up now, and now the momentum is in Coast's favor. He's freed up his army. I imagine he's going to be trying to secure his third base right now. Yeah, drone count definitely probably a little bit higher than it should have been for Coast, which didn't help him. I agree, Mr. Alive Game. And these Marines at the bottom here get 4 workers, but they're trading all their lives for it. I just don't think that's worth it. You know, you get like losing so many Marines here for 9 workers in the end, including the attack in the main. And now, like, what's your army here? You have 5 Marines, 2 medevacs. It's looking a little rough, but these Hydralisks dying for free is very big. You're gonna try and trade back, and will. And looks at that siege train being left to die. Poor guy. We remember you. Third base almost finished getting established here for our Terran. +1 armor on the way as well. And more queens are dying across the map. Banelings trying to get that hit, but just not quite able to get it. Might be a little bit of misclick there on Coast's part. Voltacus is up in workers and up almost up in army. Yeah, sorry guys, I'm trying to find stuff to say about this game, but right now they're just kind of having a game of chicken, you know. Got centrifugal hooks on the way, and they're going to be looking here. Now here comes the fight. Zerglings making their way in. CJ getting massive hits down, and those Banelings do not have speed yet, and they're trying to make their way off creep. Hydralisks are here, but it's just not going to be enough. GG, Voltacus takes game 2. Just like that, he evens it back up. We're going to go into our first game 3 of the night. That was a really great game. Almost, it was on the tipping point. All right, so yeah, you know, just Voltacus did a little bit better job edging it up, got that contain off, and Coast, you know, was able to break it for a little bit, but just wasn't able to turn it into the win. Very close stuff there. Just want to give a shout out real quick to everyone who's followed today. 29 Coast, SC Electric, Kilo, Light VIP, Voltacus, PsiX Daunted, Oxy Genreni, sorry if I pronounced that wrong, and Yusuf312. Thank you all so much for following. Hope you guys check out some of the tournaments I'll be throwing here in the future, and I'll be casting a lot of Clan Wars here, and should be a fun time, guys. Looking forward to this year of StarCraft. #SC20. Yeah, and alright, we'll be going to the final map here, Neon Violet Square. Alright guys, gonna go into this final match of this series. I'm almost sad to see it end on Neon Violet Square. It's gonna be Coast versus Voltacus. Oh man, I'm excited. If we get games like these first two have been, it'll be pretty sick. Maybe one of them will cheese the other. It's gonna be an awesome, awesome match, guys. Alright, down here in the bottom left, in the bottom right, excuse me, God, I'm screwing this up. In the blue, it is Coast. And up here in the top left, in the blue, in the green, Jesus, I can see colors. It is Voltacus for Psionic Aftermath. Man, I don't know how people do that. It's rough. I gotta like twist in, zoom in, then zoom out, twist out. Yeah, I'll be having a lot more of these tournaments, guys. Probably at the minimum one a month, and I'll be casting a lot more as well. So if you wanna hear about them, make sure to follow me on Twitter or follow the stream as well. I'll be posting it here, and we'll have it's gonna be a fun year of StarCraft, guys. I'm really looking forward to it. Thank you all for joining us once again. Tell your friends. Gonna be getting into the semifinals right after this game. Definitely not a best of one. And both these guys looking like they know what they like. Imagine this one's going to go expand. Yep. Really standard openers from these guys. Neither of them doing anything crazy. They don't want to risk losing this game to a failed cheese. Orbital on the way here, as to be expected. Second Rack's on the way now. Might see a repeat of game number 1 where he had a pretty heavy Reaper aggression, but looking like he's going to transition into something a little bit different now with that reactor on the way. Meanwhile, Zergling speed on the way while his hatchery is about to finish up here. Yeah, still nothing too crazy. Second gas getting taken here for our Terran player. Probably going to go for a factory here in just a second. Middle mouse move during the twisting. Ooh. See, that's sexy. Alright. I'm learning. Got factory on the way. As predicted, queen on the way to queen up this natural. Overlords 4 days. One thing that Coast has been doing a really good job of using these overlords to keep vision on some of the possible trouble spots here for Voltacus. Like, sees the Reaper now. He has this one here ready to turn into Drop Lord at a moment's notice. Scan on the main there. We'll see everything there is to see, which of course isn't much. More SCVs on the way, and a third base actually getting taken here for Coast a lot earlier than he did in the other games. Question is, will Voltacus spot it, and will he be able to punish it? Looks like this Reaper only just now leaving the base. By the time he spots it, he might be too late. He's already getting the starport, so he'll be in a very good spot technologically, better than he has before. Hopefully, won't get that stim canceled twice again. And yeah, he's looking like he's gonna be in a very comfortable spot here. Ooh, Reaper almost dying to his own grenade. That would have sucked. But been hilarious to watch. Lair on the way now for Coast. Curious what he's going to transition to from these just Zerglings so far. And I'm kind of curious if Voltacus realizes the little bit of window he has here, where there's no tech for the Zerg player. Lair finishing up here in just a couple seconds. Cancels that bunker. Decides he doesn't need it. And looks like he is ramping up a little bit more. Roach is on the way now. It's going to be the choice for Coast. And Reactor finishing up there now. Looks like medevac production will get started here pretty quickly. Going to make sure that this bio force stays nice and healthy. TBM, did anybody read that document? Let's be honest. Medevac's coming out now. Stim on the way. Got some Overlord speed going down. And this Overlord's still looking poised to go into this main base at any given time. Third base now getting built here for our Terran player. And, you know, now it's the time where if a lot of Zerglings came across the map, it'd be kind of hard to defend. You could drop in the main as well as pressure that third base. And that's really where you start to see players get pulled thin, while you see a lot of players take this third expansion here a little bit easier to defend by keeping your army central. And now double drop coming across the map now. Almost gets spotted, but not quite. Wow, I didn't realize that it would give me his voice pack. Oh, and this double drop does get spotted by this Overlord. Very nice Overlord placement there by Coast. It was dumb luck or totally planned. And a Nidus Worm on the way. This could be huge. Did Coast actually realize that he saw that? He's not reacting so far, and the Roaches are still in the natural. You should see this dropping now, and he should be moving these up, but he's not. This could be huge. He could get a lot of damage done here. Now here come the Zerglings, but they're not going to be quite enough. And those Roaches are going to get picked off before there's enough. Now even more coming up now, but is this enough? Does he just lose here? 38 army spy to 30. Where's the rest of his army? The infestation pit gets picked off, and now he picks up and leaves. That is a huge blow. But did he see it? He does not know that Nidus network exists. And now the Nidus Worm, see, now the true purpose of this Overlord has been revealed. The Nidus Worm has come into the main base. It's getting ready pretty soon, but this double drop, killing 4 workers and delaying mining time at that third base, is pretty huge. But the army is about to come bursting into his main base, and he has no idea. And now he sees it. He's going to come over here. The Liberator is going to try and deploy here, and all the SCVs getting pulled, but it's not in time. All these Roaches are able to get out. The Liberator getting some really nice shots off, but the army is still inside that medevac, and now the army is trading very well. Army supply dropping here for Voltacus, and Coast is only making more. The Nidus network does go down, but the Coast is still pressing on ahead, starting to kill production buildings here, and more Zerglings getting made back in the main. And these Roaches are going to try and trade out these Marauders. Like the bio will be just enough to clean this up with the help of that Liberator, and the drop finally returning home as well to help with that. But 16 workers to 37. Not great here for Voltacus. He's going to have to counterattack and do something. More and more Zerglings pouring across the map, and another Nidus Worm almost finished getting produced here, and it pops into the main, and nothing comes out. Man, it did it again. Sorry, guys. I apologize for that. And now these Zerglings coming into the main base here, trading with these bios. Actually, really unfavorable trade there for Coast. Not a big fan of that. GG, well played. He calls it. Voltacus takes the win and advances into the semi-finals. Very well played there by him. That was a 6-6 series. Very well played to both those players. Who won the first game? It was Coast, Volt, Coast. Yeah. Alright, that was sick. Okay. Oh, wait, I'm stupid. I fucked that up. 0, 1, yeah, go. Alright. Alright. Alright, guys.